You're still watching the Eastern Business Report right here on the Afia Business Morning. The Southeast Business and Investment Summit in Enugu ended on a high note as government officials, investors, and industry leaders renewed their commitment toward accelerating economic transformation in the region, with discussions centered on investment pipelines, regional partnerships, and long-term development strategies. Delegates agreed that the Southeast is entering a new era, one propelled by practical reforms and stronger collaborations. Economic expert and consultant Dr. Kalu Idika noted that while the Igbos may invest across different parts of the country, it remains crucial for them to channel development efforts back home. He added that the summit will produce key documents to guide and engage prospective investors. Dr. Idika further emphasized that SEBIS is designed to make the Southeast more attractive for business, promotes the region globally, and connect it with investors and foreign partners ready to contribute to its development.
We believe that if we focus attention on these thematic areas, we will give the Southeast a lead. And there have been interest. Many investors are interested in these areas. And why it is beautiful is that it is private sector driven. Private sector driven. You know, business people who are interested in making investments have interest in these 8 areas. And we want to guide them into raising their funds to make sure that we realize our dreams in these 8 thematic areas. So this is to encourage every one of us. Please send the message to your kid and kin, send the message to your colleagues, send the message to your political affiliates. All those people you feel have an investment mind, tell them that the Southeast is fertile for investment.
Delivering his lecture, Professor Olusegun Shobenson, founder of Onitsha Business School, stated that the needed awareness for regional development has already been created. According to him, the next crucial step is implementation. While acknowledging the effort of organizers and professionals, he stressed that only collective cooperation can move the Southeast forward. Professor Shobenson noted that reviving dormant industries under SEBIS would restore investor confidence and open new economic opportunities.
We define our vision clearly. Mission, strategic imperatives, goals, objectives, and action plans for the Southeast Development Agenda, and align it with national and regional goals. And that will be to identify the key areas of focus like we did yesterday. But I came up with a vision that should guide our implementation. If it is what we have, as I said, to a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable Southeast region with a diversified economy, improved human capital, and enhanced environmental resilience. That is what I could pick from all that we are doing. That this is past our target, but I counted it to be a vision. And while I was listening to yesterday's program, all the presenters, I discovered that we have viable ideas. It is the authority that we are looking for. But the authority does not come from the political structures. Because no politics and politician has ever been part of economic development all over the world. It is actually from the private sector.
Also speaking, Dr. Sam Amadi outlined some of the strategic initiatives SEBIS intends to pursue, including building elite consensus, engaging market stakeholders, and establishing tax teams. He underscored the need for active participation from all segments of society to drive meaningful progress.
We want to do different. What new direction we want to take, which is what SEBIS say. And that now gets to coherent sets of action. Now, the first point we make a strategy is that they start developing actions without a proper diagnosis and a guiding policy. So, with that, there is a proper
Then it leads you to a new guiding policy. This is what we want to do. And then you now develop action. So first thing, don't develop actions without first having a proper diagnosis. Otherwise, actions will not achieve what you want to achieve. Coherent actions are actions that come from diagnosis and furtherance of a new vision. That's the word. So when we have got our development agenda properly put, we know what it is, but we need to intentionally and consciously put on paper, refine it, review it. Everyone knows this is the development agenda for the new service, powered by SEBIS.
As activities wind down and delegates depart, SEBIS 2.0 leaves behind a roadmap filled with fresh opportunities, strategic alliances, and renewed commitment to reshape the economic future of the Southeast. Joining me on the program to discuss this morning is Udoka Riches Otubelu, SEBIS Enugu Cluster Coordinator. He's with us right here in the studio. You're welcome on the program, Udoka.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Yeah, good. Happy New Month. How do you feel?
December is the month of festivity, so yeah.
So what are you most grateful for this year?
Year well spent, amidst the challenges every Nigerian complains of, but we give God thanks.
Well, we give God thanks.
Right.
That's good to hear. Yeah. Okay, before we go right into the discussion, I'd like you to, give us an overview of what SEBIS is. It was a 3-day event. What was it like? What really happened in these 3 days?
Right. So, every day was unique on its own, having different intentions, and which to a very good degree was achieved. So what happened was the resumption or opening ceremony had a whole lot of high net worth individuals representing the business strength, which the Southeast is known for. And then, of course, the governor came, represented by the deputy governor, opened up the whole ceremony. And there are different presentations that held on day 1, day 2, and day 3, based on what was itemized on, or what it was scheduled for. Spectacularly, we also had the business dinner, where a new, committee, we had permanent members were inducted, a new chairman was appointed, an award was given to Dr. Uche Oga, who is the founder of Master Energy. So these and a few more details, are highlights of the program. So yes, what happened was different presentation of papers. I think 8 papers were presented, on different thematic sectors. The second day, and so on. Several commitments were also made, showing the interest of the Southeast, but the governor also did, express commitment to join forces with the private sector, as it's already doing, to move the Southeast from, basically plans to move the Southeast from the GDP of $20 billion to like 100 plus.
So what would you say stood out to attendees?
So one would be the government involvement, because 1.0, the governor didn't come. So if the governor comes, that means we have a buy-in from the government, and so that's one. 2 would be the heavyweights that rallied around the whole program. And then you could see it from what they said, that they are really committed to making it happen. During the appreciation speech or acceptance speech of Dr. Konkwo, if I'm not wrong, the owner of United Nigeria, they mentioned here, and others mentioned, they are like, it was compelling. Their speech was compelling to show that they are going to follow it through all the way, right? So the point I'm making is that is quite resounding for the participants. And then, of course, finally would be the action plan, very well articulated, which most of the invitees were business persons, and they are looking forward to how best, especially MSMEs, how best they will key into. This one was, the structure was put in place to, raise $50 billion rather, that will be given as investment funding or soft loans to MSMEs. So the structure clearly was laid, and then this is something that those MSMEs are looking forward to the action plan following up here.
Oh, that's great. One of the objectives of the summit was, to showcase the 1.5 trillion naira in business opportunities,
Right.
and also to launch the 200 billion naira MSME Fund.
Right.
Did this happen? Was this done? I'd like you to, talk to us about it.
Yeah, so when you want to, let's use the deputy governor's word. He said that, there are structures that has to put in place for some things to happen. If you want to have the Southeast to blossom economically, there really has to be a whole lot of structuring. There should be investment readiness, very well felt. So was this achieved? Oh, to some degree, yes. If when a plane wants to take off, it first steams the engine, and then it runs, and then it flies. So the engine was steamed in 1.0. We have moved to the runway in 2.0. Between 2.0 and 3.0, a whole lot of activities will happen. So that structure to make that happen was achieved, was set up. The new chairman, Mazi Sam Ohabonwa, who is OFR, who has taken the mantle, you could see the passion in his words when he was speaking. In fact, when he was inducting the 3 permanent members, which were the founder of United Nigeria Airline, Sir His Excellency, what's his name again? Was the brother?
No, you can just
Right. Okay.
go,
Cool.
just
So
go.
yeah. So and then the Dr. Dalozo, who is the founder of Enyimba City. So when he was inducted them, he told them to not accept that induction if they will not commit to it. He was very clear. So that alone tells you the readiness, right? So these permanent members, they were inducted, the newly appointed chairman, and every other structure that was put in place, papers presented shows you that we are now about to fly. So yes, to a good degree, we achieved that. The 200 billion, remember the 200 billion naira MSME fund, the first step is to achieve the structure for first batch of 50 billion naira fund. That structure is set. So yes, to a very good degree, the batch or the milestone that was set was achieved. And so, it's not just an events thing. There are many activities that are happening in between, building up from now to 3.0. That's within from now to that, a 12-month cycle. Every activity that has been set up to happen will happen, and MSMEs will feel the impact, definitely. And tech startups also feel the impact, definitely.
Now, the Southwest has a growing entrepreneurial ecosystem. Cities like Newi, Aba, we are known for trade and business. But there are still challenges business owners and businesses face in the region, and different parts of the region as well. In your view, from what you heard there, from what you saw there, what are the main hurdles entrepreneurs face today?
I'm an entrepreneur myself, so practically I can tell you hurdles will be, number one is visibility of the region. This is first off as a tech startup. So usually tech startups that are building here, build very well, and they go to Lagos for access to tremendous amount of resources that usually they won't get here. But that's a hurdle that is being overcome currently. Another hurdle will be the security concerns. Well, I like to mention that after the third day, as we finalized it, the government gave us a tour to see the security apparatus they've set up. And I'm not saying this to flatter. It was absolutely impressive. So these are hurdles that we normally are faced with, but are being tackled, and no flattery, for real. Another challenge we have this region will be people's knowledge, access to information on how to structure the business better. So that, because being investment ready is structuring yourself better, being ready to get funding. And if you're not well structured, you definitely will not get funding. People here do solo businesses. That's another challenge we have. That's my point. So one, I've mentioned visibility of the region, which is being tackled head on. I head of the European ambassador to Africa, to ECOWAS, and to Africa, to West Africa, I think. Came to visit the government. So that means the region is being made more visible, which also forms part of what SEBIS want to achieve. Two will be the structure of the business here, having the know-how of expanding on business. I mean, that's why we had the founder of Onitsha Business School and a few other professors that came around to join efforts to make that, to cushion the effect of that issue. So business structuring, security concerns in the region, visibility in the region, these are hurdles that usually entrepreneurs will face with, and a balanced taxing system is another concern. But all these things, you could see strides made that has been put on ground to, to topple those hurdles.
I thought you were going to mention access to funding.
That's why I mentioned structuring.
Yeah, structuring actually.
But access to funding is not the problem. The problem is visibility of a region and the business structuring. If Lagos has access to funding more than other places, visibility. Businesses that usually get funding are those who have proven that they're ready, structuring. So these are the factors that underlies access to funding.
So you're saying many businesses in the Southeast lack structuring?
Correct.
Lack structure.
MSMEs, yes, many of them, several.
Why is that?
So, first of all, you look at our historical pattern. Most businesses have been Chukoma and Sons Limited. That kind of a thing. So people just we do solo stuff. Even in entrepreneurship space, the tech founders, most of them do solo game. So we're not intentionally, created a built-in platform where we can come together and have. First of all, you could, when like minds, blend together, they tend to, create more magic, right? So it's first of all a historical pattern that the Igbos are used to. We're a great business, ethnic group, but we've usually practiced the solo approach. That is one. Then two would be the knowledge, that people need to have, that teaches them, you look at how to do business. I'll give you an example. Usually when a typical MSME hear of tax, they run. But what you should do is you should go towards it, see what tax challenges you face with, and then what taxing system exists in your area, and then you leverage some structure, lawyers or auditors or whatever that we're making that are not too expensive to help you structure a business so that every tax that you should meet up with it. Put that in contrast to running away and then you've been caught up by the law, or you're not. I mean, fund sources will not give you funding if your business is not structured. Your taxing is not well done, and so on and so forth. So it's just age-old practice in our business style. Some other heavyweights who have now gotten to, their business are now very, very prominent. They've learned it, so they even structure better. So MSMEs, usually they run away from structuring. It's just the usual practice. It's just a thing they learned, Yeah,
from what you said, I picked out something. You've talked about structuring, and you also talked about lack of collaboration.
Yeah, correct.
Businesses need collaboration to thrive.
Yeah.
But you're not the first person saying this. This is something we've been hearing in years in the South. Is that business owners in the South do not like to collaborate. Would you say the mindsets of the Southeasterners of Igbos are evolving as regards this? Would you say there are improvements? Yes,
I can't give you the rate of which the change is happening, but yes, it's evolving. When you see those who have now achieved some large level of success, then you want to replicate what they are doing. So yes, the response is simply yes, it's evolving. But of course, these structures that we have, the SEBIS, the government, the tech ecosystem, we are now even creating more, platforms to sensitize them for that change to happen even way faster, because it will make these businesses. I mean, imagine creating 3,000 businesses that have annual revenue of $1 billion, $1 billion each to start with within the next 5 years. Do you understand? It cannot happen without structuring. So yes, it's evolving, but these systems or these institutions also serve as a mechanism to evolve, make
A
this
lot
mindset
still
evolve
needs to be
faster. Yes,
done.
right.
Thank you so much. Now, cities like Nnewi, Aba, Onitsha have long been known for as manufacturing and trade, having market hubs and all of that. What did Sebis 2.0 highlight for these areas in terms of infrastructure? Because when you see the road and infrastructures, they're very poor, and that's a major part of businesses. What did Sebis highlight for these areas? And also policy support, just as we round up quickly, please.
All right. So two things. One is engaging the government.
Okay.
So any areas that the government should play, SEBIS has engaged the government and keeps engaging the government. And then finally, structures that are challenges within the region would be creating visibility again. So for instance, SEBIS 3.0, even before SEBIS 3.0 has reached out to Aba, look at all the build shoes. Sometimes they label it, for instance, Gucci. So, but to create this business model to be different, to direct them to create differently, so that they can have made in Nigerian brands that are very, very visible. You will see the difference in SEBIS 3.0. Even before then, you hear of it. I mean, this is Afia TV, so you get the news pretty much fast. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much. Our time is fast spent.
Okay,
I
that's cool.
wanted you to, go into that
But that's
extensively,
okay.
but thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Cheers. And
that's as much we can take on the Eastern Business Report today. Until I see you again for another edition of the Afia Business Morning tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am Marvelous Apuamaga. Bye for now.